Hey everyone, this is Dan, first person looter, and I'm back playing Star Wars Outlaws on the PlayStation 5. This is video number 18. Whoa, it clipped out. Video number 18, I believe. And I'm going to do something a little different in this video. I think we're just about ready for hyperspace travel. 18 videos in, 17 videos in. But before I fully do that, I would like to look at all the lore, all the text stuff that I keep meaning to do, and I thought maybe I would record it. I'm not streaming, but record it, because I don't know. We'll see. If it turns out that this is just kind of boring to do, then I just won't be using this video, I guess. I'd like to kind of get caught up on the lore, and that means more than just I mean, that doesn't include how to play Kessel Sabak and stuff like that. I'm not referring to that. So let's get a nice little point up here that hopefully we won't get attacked. Let's finally get to this databank. Oh, there's exclamation points on all of it. Let's just start with the lore. Alright. Galactic street food is the first thing. Wait, what is blurred? Oh, it's just like a reflection? That's kind of weird. Mirogana. Slow grilled sweet masaka. Like, oh, look, not Muska on the cob, freshly picked from the steeps of Tashara, served with mashed deco root and jarrah peppers. Sounds vegetarian, which is what I would normally like, but also sounds disgusting. Why is that the first thing? Arcade, cities and settlements. Raven 6 is a popular starfighter simulator game where players pilot an Imperial vessel to hunt down and destroy waves of pirates and smugglers. While the game can often be found around cantinas and arcade halls, there's arcade halls? It's also become a popular pastime for Imperial pilots. As with many other arcade games, players often compete for high scores and share their best results on the HoloNet. A game within a game, okay. I said I wouldn't read about it, but Tashara Koslo's Parlor. Bosnak is a brilliant Sabak player and a notorious card counter who enjoys all kinds of games, especially Kessel Sabak. So those are just activities in the lore. Let's go to the factions. Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess we read these probably in the first video, but Sixth Kin, who I haven't seen much about, so they must be on another planet, is a criminal organization based in Canto Bight's Workers District. Okay, oh, the planet that I came from. I hope I can fast travel back there, or hyperspace travel. While considered small time by galactic standards, Sixth Kin holds a lot of power in the Workers District. Operating from the nightclub Tarsus, they make money by smuggling exotic animals. Okay, I don't like them. Staging fights and races and selling counterfeit luxury goods. While some avoid dealing with Sixth Kin due to their bad reputation, many have no choice but to give them their dues. The Pike Syndicate, okay, we know about them, but they don't all wear those masks, so I don't know why. The Pikes are an old and wealthy syndicate that values tradition and status. Their spice mining operation on Kessel. Did we ever see the spice mining happening? They got like the animals that they trap. Their spice mining operation on Kessel is further complemented with coaxium, smuggling and black market distribution. The Pikes are spread out across the galaxy and are involved in every possible criminal enterprise. Their operation is incredibly well funded with starfighters, freighters, and advanced weaponry of every kind. They are a dangerous enemy and a powerful ally, so stay in good graces with them, I guess. Zarek Besh, they have their own helmets. Everyone's trying to be a version of Daft Punk. Zarek Besh is a new crime syndicate in the galactic underworld, led by the wealthy Canto Bight socialite Slero, the syndicate has an immense success undercutting the competition, disposing of enemies and establishing lucrative smuggling routes. With expertly trained enforcers and suspiciously deep pockets, Zarek Besh is involved in a variety of illegal activities such as smuggling, extortion, and gambling. That's right, so the Workers' District planet also has that giant city. I remember that city now, so we have to go back to that. They also have their own masks. Crimson Dawn recently emerged from relative obscurity under the new leadership of Lady Kira. Crimson Dawn is incredibly evasive, avoiding direct confrontation with rival syndicates in favor of political schemes, espionage, and assassinations. Meaning, if you have jobs that you want to take from Crimson Dawn, it's usually secret, sneaking around stuff. Everything the Crimson Dawn does serves a higher secret agenda, with some believing they have deliberately orchestrated a syndicate war between their rivals for their own ends. The Hut Cartel, so we did a little bit for them. They don't have any masks. Okay, I like them for just not having their masks. The Hut Cartel is an ancient criminal organization with an abundance of wealth and power. While the cartel has traditionally... While the cartel has traditionally been ruled by a council of huts, recent developments have led to Jabba Desajikchuri becoming the single most powerful crime lord in the cartel. I assume that means Jabba the Hutt? The Hut Cartel is debauched and ruthless, relying on brute force and intimidation to seize power and defeat their enemies. And of course, who could forget the Galactic Empire? The Galactic Empire is formed in the aftermath of the Clone Wars. Right, it was just like the same person. It was literally a clone, the same person that was under every thing. And now they have people that come out and... Okay. Ruled from Coruscant under Emperor Palpatine, the Empire occupies most major systems in the galaxy and is engaged in a violent civil war against a widespread rebellion. The Empire is terrible for business for outlaws, and they'll go to great lengths to hunt down and punish criminals. And the good old Rebel Alliance. Which, didn't we see some of these people? I mean, in some of these, areas that I snuck around in, I thought. And I beat them up too. The Rebel Alliance is a resistance movement engaged in a civil war against the Galactic Empire. Following a major win with the destruction of the Death Star, the rebels are now on the back foot after a devastating defeat on Hoth. Now the rebel fleet scattered and hidden, and rebel agents attempt to regroup to pick up the fight once again against the Empire. Kay Vess is a young thief from Canobite's Worker District who's running out of marks. Together with her pet and partner in crime, a Mirkal named Nyx, Kay is looking for a big score to get them set for life. Ever since she was left behind by her mother, Kay has rented a room from a bar owner named Bram, who's the closest to family she has left. And Nyx is a Mirkal who has been Kay Vess's best friend. Your best friend is something that can't even, speak with you? Ugh. Kay's best friend and loyal partner in crime since she was a kid. Since she was a kid? How old is this thing? Nyx's background and home planet are unknown, but he is immensely loyal to Kay and will never leave her side. Together, Kay and Nyx have made Canto Bite their prowling grounds, and Nyx's innate abilities of climbing, jumping, and sensing danger has been a perfect complement to Kay. Rico Vess. Rico Vess is Kay's mother and talented thief and slicer. Rico raised Kay in the Workers' District in Canto Bite and taught her daughter everything from slicing to lockpicking and grifting, with Rico seeking no other choice to survive. With Rico seeing no other choice to survive in the unforgiving Workers' District. At some point, Rico decided to leave Kay behind, and her whereabouts since then are unknown. Bram Shano. Bram is the owner of the Broken Hoof in Canto Bite's Workers' District and has looked after Kay for years with free meals and an attic to sleep in. Aside from bartering, Bram's also a broker for illegal jobs, finding work for Kay as well as other thieves and grifters. Great, what a good guy this guy is. He's taking care of this homeless kid by setting him up with illegal and dangerous activities. Despite his gruff exterior, he deeply cares for Kay. Sure he does. That's why he has her. Yeah, go work for these criminals, these dangerous criminals. Go work for them. And wants her to learn from her own mistakes. He deeply cares for Kay and wants her to learn from her own mistakes. So yeah, go. Okay, this is one of the people that gave me work, some job contracts. Asara realized earlier that he could read people and talk himself out of anything. Asara idolized his sister, Callus, and as she organized a budgeting rebel cell, Asara helped by spying on Imperial patriots. When Callus said she wanted them to leave and join the fight among the stars, Asara was scared and told their parents. Callus slipped away in the night and died in battle, leaving Asara feeling immense guilt. I don't know if I remember this person. Vale Tormund. Vale is a bounty hunter who was raised by a syndicate enforcer and a pirate who taught her that looking out for number one is the only true law of the galaxy. As soon as she was old enough, she set off to make a name for herself as a bounty hunter. After losing part of her hand to an assassin... Part of her hand? Oh yeah, she's got digital fingers. After losing part of her hand to an assassin, she has digital fingers on both hands. Anyway, after losing part of her hand to an assassin, Vale installed cybernetic prosthetics to become even more dangerous. But they're on both hands. Okay, we just discovered ND5 2 videos ago. ND5, Neutral Density Filter 5, is a BX commando droid from the Clone Wars, who works as a personal enforcer droid for the crime lord Jalix Vrax. He works as a personal enforcer droid for the crime lord Jalen Vrax. So that crime lord is someone else that's in the illegal world, but just all by himself, not part of a group like the Hutt cartel or... Anyway, ND5 hides some of the damage with a large trench coat and tends to avoid talking about his past. He's forced to work with Jalen due to an intrusive restraining bolt. He has come to accept that he's a mere tool to be used. Jalen Vrax. This is the guy, okay, that came with a... Yeah. Jalen Vrax is a crime lord who's been running heists and smuggling rings for years across the whole Outer Rim. Always staying independent. Oh, I thought always, and there was a period after always, but that's a star. That's popped right where a period would be. Crime lord who's been running heists and smuggling rings for years across the whole Outer Rim. Always staying independent of the major crime syndicates. Okay, there you go. That answers that question. A charming and clever outlaw, Jalen is well connected and is used to getting people on his side. I don't like that. He's typically accompanied by his personal enforcer droid ND5, who he trusts more than anything due to the custom-made restraining bolt. I trust him more than anything, but then leaves him with me. Denian. I don't remember this. Denian is a rebel spy who was conscripted by Imperial security to fight insurgents on their home world. Denian tried to convince everyone that they had to conform to survive. Why is Denian forcing people to conform? But that changed when they found themselves standing over the bodies of friends who had taken up arms against the Empire. So Denian tried to convince everyone that they had to conform, and then all those people didn't conform because all those people found themselves standing over what other people? Bodies of friends who had taken up arms against the Empire. Denian switched sides, and although they're filled with regrets, they are now seeing freedom they couldn't imagine. They, the people? The people that were conformed to survive, they now haven't conformed? They don't conform anymore? Who are these people that... Waka is a mechanic and scavenger on Tashara. He's dreamed his whole life of greatness, wealth, comfort, and power. But he was never a fan of the whole hard work thing, a self-interested mechanic with big ambitions, but not a lot of foresight. Waka Waka leaves behind a trail of failed grifts and burned former allies, giving him a reputation as unreliable. Yeah, we learned that. Okay, leader of the Pikes, Gorga's Palace. Gorak is a Pike crime lord who established the Pikes as the most powerful syndicate on Toshara. He surrounds himself with fineries and spends lavishly wherever he goes. With the governor of Miro Ghana on his payroll, Gorak knows the importance of social manipulation, well aware that the perception of wealth and power are just as important as actually having them. Bosnak. Bosnak's always had a knack for numbers, spending the greater part of his life drifting through the galaxy doing quick jobs that paid fast. He became proficient at counting cards in Sabak, but eventually picked the wrong table and was quickly arrested. Governor Thornton saw great use of Bosnick's ability and, instead of a prison cell, offered him a job managing records of the Empire's shady dealings on Toshara. How do you count cards in Kessel Sabak? I guess there's just a certain amount of cards, because like in poker, they just combine multiple cards, so you can't count cards. You can't know how many sixes are left because there's just thousands of cards that are lined up, shuffled from hundreds and hundreds of decks. Danka or Sato. Danka is an independent broker on Toshara who is working with the toughest syndicates in the galaxy. Gruff but likable, tough but fair, Danka's carved out a place for herself in the underworld. After getting tangled up in some bad deals on Mon Kala at a young age, Danka fled her home and landed on Toshara with nothing, building an empire of her own using nothing but her wits and confidence. Alira Soy. Oh, is this the... No, that other guy's... His sister died. Alira is a senior member of the Crimson Dawn Syndicate focused on leading their operation on Toshara to collect intel, find recruits, and undermine the Pikes. What about the Hutts? You don't care about them? Knowing Kira personally, she's earned a great degree of trust to carry out her work as she sees fit. Alira has never been interested in leading, preferring instead to stay in the shadows so she can slip away if things get too complicated. I don't remember this person at all. Silo Rovak. Silo Rovak is a young native Tosharian. She was raised in a wind fishing settlement. Oh, is this the one that wanted to go to battle? And I took the side of her mom and said, no, you're not going to go. Always dreaming of a different life, but she couldn't leave her family behind. She decided that if she couldn't change the galaxy, maybe she could change Toshara. So she spent her time creating gadgets that would streamline wind fishing devices that took advantage of the strength of Toshara's winds. Okay, I remember her. She is the one we had to go find and rescue, and she had some part for us. Aliyah Bren is a slicer and computer expert who's made a living freelancing for the syndicates on Toshara. She became well known around Miro Ghana for being fast, efficient, and most of all, discreet. But seeing Toshara fall victim to the Empire and the rival syndicates has made Aliyah want to start fresh, off-world, seeking new opportunities in the greater galaxy. So maybe we'll run into her on another planet. Sliro Rubak. Wait, what was the other one's name? Rovak. Oh, Rubak and Rovak. Oh, that's okay. Sliro is a crime lord and leader of the Zarek Besh crime syndicate, which he runs from a palace in Canto Bite. Sliro is often seen mingling with the rich and powerful in the city's casino district, using both charm and intimidation to gain their favor. While he and Zarek Besh are widely known in the underworld, Sliro has always managed to stay influential among Canto Blight's elite. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, and we're back to the beginning. And are there more? Here. Okay, that's all about... Okay. And this is the planet we started on. Kantokina is a desert planet in the corporate sector and home... I guess sector, as it's... Sectors are like basically specific galaxies. This galaxy has these planets. There's a... I don't know. Desert planet in the corporate sector and home to the casino city, Canto Bite. Canto Bite is exclusive and expensive, drawing wealthy visitors from every corner of the galaxy to enjoy the finest recreation and entertainment available. On a desert planet, though? That seems like... Why not have it in a planet that has everything? Water and trees and beaches, and you can have sand. On the southern stretch of the city lies the Workers' District, home to the city's workers as well as opportunists looking to exploit the city's abundance of wealth. Oh my god. There's stuff inside of it. Oh my god. Canto Bight is a city of contrast. It was built for the sole purpose of offering the greatest, most exclusive and expensive entertainment available in the galaxy. But it also contains a vibrant workers' district where thousands of people reside, making a living off the tourism. The city is constantly evolving with new distractions constructed onto the city's core every cycle. The Broken Hoof. Bram established the Broken Hoof after retiring from fathier racing, and over the years it's become a popular meeting spot for the Workers' District locals. Bram also uses it as a front for his work as a fence, and he'll move goods and broker jobs for Kay and other associates. Kay rents a cheap space in the attic where she has a bed and the bare necessities. Club Tarsus is a nightclub run by Wen Delphis and the Sixth Kin Gang, and it's one of the seedier places in the whole Workers' District. Did we go there? I remember, yeah, we talked to those two guards. They said I couldn't come in, so I had to find like a way around. And I found my way in, but I don't remember what was inside of it. While the club has headlined some celebrated musicians over the years looking for credibility, it's also a place where the hardened Sixth Kin enforcers and their associates do business with smuggling, blackmail, and assassinations. West Hill Palace. West Hill Palace is a luxurious residence up in the West Hills cliffs that has had numerous wealthy residents over the years with its high secure vault and underground starship hangar. In recent years, the palace is the residence of socialite Slero Rubak, the gentleman crime lord of the Zarek Besh Syndicate. When Slero is not out socializing with the galaxy's elite in the casino district, he will often entertain guests in the palace. Oh my god. Better clean those sheets. And the South Stretch Workers' District. The Workers' District in Canto Bight was established when the city was first constructed, and it's lived on for years as its own separate district. This is where construction workers, hosts, valets, maintenance staff, and countless other workers live, hidden away from the luxurious facade of the casino district. Over time, the Workers' District has been reconfigured with many buildings demolished with little forewarning. Toshara is a dangerous savanna moon shaped by strong winds. Once home to the reclusive Tosharian people, the moon's become... Oh, I'm on a moon? This whole thing has been a moon this whole time? A moon? I've been on a moon? Once home to the reclusive Tosharian people, the moon has become a hotbed of corruption, ruled by a crooked imperial governor. Who's the governor? And several criminal syndicates locked in a perpetual gang war. Everything on Toshara is measured in its value of credits, reputation, or influence, providing an abundance of opportunities and dangers for ambitious scoundrels. Oh, is the crooked imperial governor that British lady that says, "Look for the woman. She must be found. Shoot her at all costs." I wonder if that's her. Rabuma. Rabumas are mammal herbivores that were domesticated when the first refugees landed on Toshara. They are herd animals by instinct, and wild herds of rumbas can still be found roaming the savannah. Most Tosharian farmers will have them released in grazing territories as well, using speeders and droids to move them. Oh, Roombas are essential to Tosharian culture with their milk, meat, no, and leather, no, commonly used in various ways. Ranga bugs are small insects with light-emitting organs that allow them to... I mean, so these are all just like... It's a lightning bug. This is basically a cow. That's a bat. That's a rat. That's a muskrat. I don't know. So Star Wars just kind of takes something that we all definitely know and just kind of gives it a slightly weird name. And Ranga bugs are small insects with light-emitting organs that allow them to locate each other in darkness and can mostly be found outside of Toshara settlements. Ranga bugs are traditionally considered to bring good fortune if they land on someone's hand, and many Tosharian fairy tales and folk stories revolve around receiving advice or wishes from magical Ranga bugs. Aglis flyer. Aglis flyers, or just flyers, as they're often known colloquially by Tosharians, are winged creatures that are popular for their delicious meat. The Agilis flyers are agile. The Agilis flyers are notorious for stealing anything they can get their hands on, hoarding belongings in remote nests. We learned about that. Even though they are both agile, there you go, and have highly developed senses of sight, the Tosharian wind fishing nets are very effective in capturing them. Ubishio rats. Ubishio rats are some of the most despised pests on Toshara. No, don't say that. Outnumbering sentient beings in Mirogana at least tenfold. They're evasive, aggressive, and will dig through dirt, wood, and even metal with little effort to get a hold of food. While they're nearly blind due to living mostly underground, their heightened sense of smell lets them seek out food from great distances. Goshiro. Goshiros are small and evasive mammals native to Toshara. They've got long, slender bodies covered in dense fur. They mostly move around shrublands, hunting for insects or smaller rodents. But they can also be seen in settlements, eating garbage or leftovers. Many cantina and restaurants have to have strict sanitation rules to ward off Goshirios, as they are known to break into garbage containers. Kama bird. Kama birds are large birds with wide wingspans that can be found around open savannas on Toshara. The birds are predatory and will actively seek out Rumba calves as their preferred prey, circling around herds for long stretches of time before striking. That makes me wonder, not that I want to see animals hurting other animals, even if it's just a video game, but it does kind of make me wonder if I see these birds and I can see their prey, if I watched long enough, does the game have it programmed where the bird actually does swoop down and kill? Many Roomba farmers will fire blasters at the mere sight of a Kama bird. Yeah, so why would I see NPCs doing that if I just sat and waited? And even wild Roombas have learned to keep their calves protected from aerial strikes. Aponomoth. Aponomoths are insects native to Toshara that have developed strong wings that allow them to stay airborne despite the moon's harsh winds. The Apono's wings are covered in vibrant and changing colors which they use to communicate with each other. Their fat bodies and tendency to stay at low altitudes have made them a primary target for Goshiros. Oh, I killed this one. Oh. The Viraki are fierce predators native to Toshara that typically feed off smaller animals. Many Tosharan farmers have had to make special precautions to protect grazing Roombas from Viraki attacks. While this hard stance against Viraki has reduced their population significantly, remaining Viraki have adapted and become exceedingly clever. They have excellent senses of smell, and their hardened tails can release sharp quills when threatened. Yep, they were shooting them at me. Oh, the space things that I was shooting. Slygel. Oh, okay, good name. Slygels are a soft body invertebrate with gelatinous skin that can be found in Toshora's orbit. They feed off energy supplies from starships and satellites powered with energy cells, with dormant sublight engines being able to sustain hundreds of Slygels for multiple cycles. Expired Slygels will vaporize and scatter into a surge of bubbles before fading, and will typically release bursts of energy on contact. Mirogana is the capital city of Toshara and the oldest settlement on the moon. The original Tosharian refugees built the settlement as a way to shield themselves from the harsh winds, and over generations it has grown into a vibrant city. These days the city is under siege by both the Empire and the Syndicates, with the Empire holding the starport, customs and utilities, and the pikes spreading out into a major district. Many Tosharians who are old enough to remember... Oh, am I going to have one planet that's for each of these syndicates? Like, Toshara is mainly pikes, but then you're going to go to another... But it's also Crimson Dawn, but mostly pikes. Pikes spreading out. Many Tosharians who are old enough to remember dream about a return to Mirogana's former glory. Juanta's Hope. Juanta's Hope is a small Tosharian settlement outside of Mirogana where I'm always fast traveling. that was founded as a hub for mechanics and engineers to trade goods and repair ships. After the construction of the landing pads, the settlement has amassed numerous shops and homesteads, as well as a popular diner. McCall's is an old Tosharian parlor that used to be a popular meeting place for Tosharians long before the arrival of the syndicates and the Empire. Over the years, the parlor got corrupted into a gambling parlor where gangsters, fugitives, and other outlaws collude. While Gorak has a private suite upstairs, the parlor is considered neutral ground. Yep, been there, okay. I don't know why that wasn't under here, because the gambling parlor is inside there, right? Daruda Diner. And this is inside here. So these should be together. Aside from the landing pad and the mechanical shops, Daruda Diner is the main attraction of Dwancha's Hope. The diner was originally run by a retired mechanic, but it's become a hotbed for criminal activity away from the peering eyes of the Pikes in Mirogana. The basement's been refurbished into a speakeasy where Imperials and criminals alike collude, making some of the most profitable deals in Toshara. Imperial comm station. Okay, you can barely see the satellite, but I see it. Shortly after arriving on Toshara, the Empire established a comm station at the edge of the Amberine Canyon. The facility gives the Empire a wider reach in the Tushal system with minimal interference, ensuring stable communication between Mirogana and the Imperial fuel station in the moon's orbit. As long as you don't have to point the giant satellite in the other direction, because you're going to be pointing against all those rocks. While the Empire's main foothold on Toshara is in the capital city of Mirogana, they've established outposts in the more remote regions. This forward base was built on top of an Amberdine structure to send a clear message to the locals that the Empire is in control. I don't remember if I've been to that. Pike Syndicate's stronghold. The Pike Syndicate's main foothold in Mirogana is in a former temple. That's the thing that those guys are always guarding? This building grants the Pikes a lot of security and influence in the city, and they use the building to manage their operations in the sector and to store valuable goods away from the prying eyes of the Empire and their rivals. Fuel Station Visavi. This Imperial fuel station was transported to Toshara's orbit in the early days of the Empire's occupation of the moon as a means to sustain large cruisers and transport shuttles. Following Governor Thornton's increased corruption, Governor Thornton, the fuel station is now mostly used to hold illegal goods and to handle high-value transactions from approved crime syndicates. Oh. So if I have illegal contraband, that's where I should sell it. The Castellian. Okay, that's where I went a few videos ago. This large cruiser crashed down on Toshara at some point during the High Republic, while the crew and cargo were evacuated shortly after the disaster. The shipwreck has remained mostly intact due to its inaccessible location. Over the years, bands of scavengers have explored the wreck in search of valuables, but most of it's long gone. What remains are dated electronics and ship components that aren't of much value. Pike Syndicate Workshop. The Pikes use this mechanics shop. Okay, that was a place I snuck into. The Pikes use this mechanics shop to break down stolen starships and speeders, either stripping them down to their most valuable parts or rebuilding them into proper smuggling vehicles. While the Pikes are mostly focused on their resources being smuggled, the abundance of ships and mechanics on Toshara has created an opportunity they cannot ignore. It would be cool if you hid in here and you waited long enough, and if they were repairing one, making it better, that you could steal it if you waited long enough. Renpali Station. The space station is an independent facility that allows pilots to refuel and repair their ships as well as trade goods, without having to touch down in Toshara proper. Oh, okay, I can repair my ship. Alright, so if I get into another space fight, I'll run over here if it gets bad. The space station has especially been used by larger cargo ships, but over time the space station has become its own meeting spot for smugglers and syndicate enforcers to meet and do business. Crimson Dawn are light and lean on Toshara, operating from a small district in Mirogana. Unlike a small district, it's literally, you open a door and it's just a staircase and a platform. That's not really a district. Unless that's the only place I can access, I guess. Unlike the Pikes, who are brash and provocative with their territories on the moon, Crimson Dawn emphasizes versatility and leverage. The district itself is of little value, but it's a good location to organize their operations. Pike Syndicate District. After the Pikes carved out a place for themselves in the higher echelons of Tashara's economy, they naturally sought the best real estate that Maragana had to offer. The Pike District is set up around an old Tasharian temple, and it's the beating heart of the Syndicate's operation on Tashara. Gotta get into that temple. The Pikes use the Pike Poaching Station. The Pikes use the station to hold and process captured Roombas. Aww. The Pikes were quick to realize that the native Roombas were sturdy animals with tough skin that can be processed into valuable leather. No. The operation is still small scale, but Gorak believes it can be expanded over time, especially to shut out the huts from one of their wheelhouse markets. Crimson Dawn Hideout. While Crimson Dawn mainly operates out of a district in Morgana, they also hold a hideout outside of the city. This discreet hideout is used for smuggling goods, monetizing communications, and producing equipment and counterfeited credits. Where's that? Can I find that? That picture doesn't really help me out. Typhon's Rock is a mound in the middle of Tasharian savanna that's been used as a nest for Aegis flyers for generations. The mound slopes are covered in vegetation and individual nests. Okay. The Gate is a colloquial name for a narrow canyon with a river going through it. The area is a common passage for migrating Agilis flyers, which has led to many Tasharians using it as a spot for wind fishing. Oh, that's why they're there. I got it. I got one Nyx treasure. A pair of sabak dice from some old casino. Nyx seems to like chewing on them. Oh, let him chew on it. 2 of 18 of these. Jesus. That's a collectible? Oh god, this is getting to be too much text. This is really getting to be too much text here. Jet's journal. Missing data. I was not surprised that the Clone Wars paved the way for the Empire. The galaxy was in pieces and everyone wanted to be done with the war. I don't think they realized the price they paid. Maybe they never will. Oh, here's a bunch more. Many smugglers who pass through Tashara make the mistake that Morgana is the center of commerce. Stay on Tashara long enough, you'll realize that the diner in Juanta's Hope is a much more interesting venue. The speakeasy downstairs is Imperials and criminals alike doing business far away from the Pikes in Maragana. So you said in the other text. I wonder if I can go down to the basement there. Alright, this is getting to be too much to read.
Last time on Family of the Frontier Worlds.
I've got some bad news.
What is it, Doc?
The infection. It's worse than I thought. I tried cleaning the wound, but...
Mama, what does that mean?
if we don't get that back there within the hour, I don't think she'll survive the night.
Well, that settles it.
Mama, where are you going?
I'm gonna get that back to...
But there's a storm out there.
I know. But for Void's sake, I will not lose another Bantha.
That's crazy. I didn't know they had recordings.
You're watching Love on Deck 5. This ship is a lot fancier than I thought, Captain. But there's one thing I would change.
Change? That's impossible!
Every night, I'm sitting alone in the dining room. I'm the most famous singer in the Corps, but no one ever asks me to dinner.
Well, we can't have that. Will you do me the honor tonight?
Why, Captain, are you asking me out on a date?
I believe I am.
Well, fine. But make sure your chief officer knows. I'm trying to make her jealous.
Why is it showing me these if I haven't actually gotten them? Okay, I got one of one. I can get two of those. Progress further to acquire the ship. Why do I even know about them if I haven't... If I need to progress further to get them? The tutorials I wasn't going to read. Not on here anyway, because it's not about the world really, but... Wow. It really makes me want to... It makes me want to see... Let's see if we can go to the basement of the diner, and then we'll wrap this video up. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. And I'm very, very tired again. Very tired. I'm falling asleep. But I didn't have time to play any today because I worked 2 of my 3 jobs today. So I'm very tired. There go the things. You guys fly around. And you grab things. You like to grab the buggies, the little lightning bugs that come out. Say, oh. Oh. Let's see where the basement is. Oh, this looks like a basement over here. Ooh. Oh. Maybe eventually the story will let me in there. Did I go in there for a story at some point?
You like this one next?
That's what we were just listening to. Nightmares and Daydreams. What is it? Like the Eagles theme. Dreams and Nightmares.
I like this track.
Well then, let's keep this one going. Kay likes this track. She's spoken. What is this?
What do I do?
Oh.
Well, look who it is.
There's a hand icon. No, I don't want to get any further. I don't want to get any further. Oh no. Is this skin? Because they cut them open for their skin. Why am I stuck? It is their skin. They got the spots and then the stripe of fur. Oh, don't do that. Is there like a secret way to get to the basement? Oh, wait a minute. Hey guys, excuse me. What the hell are you drinking? What is that, Mountain Dew? What is that neon green liquid? Wait a minute. Oh, I guess that light turns on in the day. I thought maybe that's something I can shoot. And you follow the wires, it goes to... I can't believe they have you stuck out here eating right next to one of your dead family members. No.
Care to join me?
No. Alright, let's call this video a day so I can go to sleep. That was fun. Alright, it's fun to catch up on the lore that we have because there's going to be a lot more, so I gotta catch up with it. Alright. I'm Dan, first person looter, playing Star Wars Outlaws on the PlayStation 5. This was short and sweet. It was just getting caught up on the lore. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.